Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, the myth is that the customer knows what he wants. My career journey has never been like a straight corporate ladder that I climb all the time. It's been more like a jungle gym, if you may call. So, beyond the academics, to do pro bono consulting, and that was when we got a opportunity to get listed as the mentors in Nasscom 10,000.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of The Voice of Visionaries. Today we'll sit down with Amith S N. He's a seasoned product leader with an experience over 2 decades, and not only the product leader, but he is also a mentor at Nasscom 10,000 Startups. He's the author of the book, The Design Thinking Code. As well, he's an angel investor and looking for multiple startups to progress from 0 to 100. And not only that, but he has experience into the customer need, business acumen, and the technology influencing, right? So now in today's episode, it is for all the technical people as well all the entrepreneur, founder people. We will going to drill down everything about Amith S N's career journey till now, what he's doing, what is his vision, and what is his most area of expertise where he can give the value-added input to the many aspiring people, right? So in terms of product as well in terms of founding as a founding leaders, right? As an angel investor, what we can take a key takeaways from the Amith S N, we will going to drill down in today's episode. Okay, so welcome Amit, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Seven. Okay. Glad to be here.
Sure, thank you so much. In today's episode, we will drill down your journey about how your career is evolving, and further, how you focus on the building customer-centric product, right? And then the era of AI, what is your view on that, right? What is your vision on that? And further, we'll drill down to your mentoring on the startup ecosystem, right? So welcome to the podcast again. And let me start with your career journey, right?
Yes.
So you have variety of experience till now, right? You were in a corporate where you from the technical you moved to till product leader, right? You are handling the strategy and operations as well. You are an angel investor as well. You are an author, right? And the mentor, right? All 4 are different things, right? Altogether. So how your career is evolving over the time?
I think I've been exploring. I mean, if I have to put in single word, I've been exploring all this while. My career journey has never been like a straight corporate ladder that I climb all the time. It's been more like a jungle gym, if you may call. So it's been I've been swinging sideways, going down to be able to climb up again. But each step has taught me a lesson. Each step has given me its own. A lot of lessons from each step. So if I have to talk about the companies like from Dell, the customer obsession, from companies like Juniper, Ericsson, where we go global, the strategies or global strategies and scaling at that level. And startups, like in startups, you just have to put on your parachute and jump into the unknown. Right?
Yes.
I mean, you just don't know where you'll land, right? So I've been part of that now, building in India for the global customers out there. It's been fascinating. I mean, I would say it's been a very good journey so far. And like they say, to be able to predict the future, you should create it. So that's what I've been doing one step at a time, and I've been exploring, learning, and creating.
So Amit, when you were in a Dell and Ericsson, right? From that time, what is the turning point, or what is that key point that you started understanding and deep diving into all the founder ecosystems, right? Mm-hmm. Because Bangalore is a hub of startups, right? Mm-hmm. Tons of startups are there. So how you found that I should get into this ecosystem itself? Mm-hmm. So what is that point?
So right from beginning, I've been interacting with the customers a lot. I mean, customer obsession is from the first company. So from then on, it's been more or less technology and understanding the customer requirements and being the bridge between the two. So that kind of helped in understanding both the sides, the business side of it,
Yes.
as well as the technology side of it, and how can you make those two
custom,
marry,
yeah.
right? So that is what I found very interesting from the beginning. So I've been trying to get into that area, and fortunately, I've since I've not settled down in any one of these roles, I've been trying different caps. I've been able to do that now at present.
Okay. And you have mentioned about Nasscom mentorship, right?
Yes, yeah.
So by when exactly you started, and how that shift was there from the technical side?
Right. So that's a very good question, because in my career graph, if you see, I've been in the technical for say 17, 18 years before I did my master's in business administration. So that gave me a complete paradigm shift into the holistic view of how a business runs,
Correct.
how a business works.
Yes.
I mean, from not only from the technology point of view, but the money, right? I mean, where the money comes from, where the big bucks come from. So having that insights and that view will give you a different perspective to what you're doing. I mean, maybe you're doing product development, but if you understand like the business requirements, and from the business perspective, you'll be able to build better products,
Correct.
which is closer to what customer needs, and where do these requirements come from. So that understanding helps you in actually doing a better job at product development as well. So that's really where I started off. So after my master's in business administration, I got a lot of opportunities to guide and mentor a few startups in-house, like while during the MBA as well,
Okay.
being mentors to the juniors.
Okay.
And then that interest grew into something which we started doing outside pro bono. Like we had formed a group of 3. I mean, we were a project group. We also extended it beyond the academics to do pro bono consulting, and that was when we got a opportunity to get listed as the mentors in Nasscom 10,000 startups
Wow.
in Bangalore, which is part of the K-Hub,
Yes,
the Karnataka
yes.
Innovation Incubation Center.
Correct.
So being part of that also has been pretty interesting, because we get to see a lot of founders who are at various experience levels, maybe freshers, pass outs, dropouts, and with 20 years experience, 10 years experience. So interesting mix. And everybody who are at zero, I mean, they need some kind of inputs about how to go to the next level, that is 0 to 1. And that is where I found that I could help them. And so far it has been a good journey. I've been able to help people find co-founders. I mean, solopreneurs could find co-founders and successfully take it forward, and things like that have happened. And also I've been able to talk to the freshers, interesting perspectives from
correct.
their interactions with them, and also experienced ones. So experienced ones, they are the energy levels are different at different experience levels, but you get to learn a lot from each group.
Correct. And especially one of the important point you have mentioned, when you have a different variety of especially entrepreneurs, right? Experienced people demand something else, and the freshers, nowadays freshers they are come up with a different level of synergies.
Yes.
They have solid ideas. They are up to the mark on the tech.
Yes.
And I would say the passion towards building something is absolutely out of the box, right? The way, maybe if I'm just saying 5 years, 7 years before, earlier, at that time or now in the era of AI, you can sense like there are tons of freshers. They are come up with a solid energy, and they really wanted to build to change something. So that energy is absolutely mind blowing.
Of course.
So yeah. So now moving to that, one more follow up question. You have mentioned that you have multiple caps, right? because you played multiple roles. Then you evolving yourself, and you tried and explored multiple things, right? So for that, like how you reinvent yourself, this is something I want to do. What is that factor for you to identify, no, let's try this role, then go to the next, then next. So how you reinvent yourself on that?
So for me, I treat reinventing like a muscle. So for every few years, I want to explore something new. Like for example, I want to get started on something which I've not done so far, like SaaS is with the growth models and AI. All these things. I mean, the trick is, I think, blending the foundation skills like customer focus and all those with the latest tools.
Correct.
So that is what it keeps you abreast with the market, and also it keeps you updated with what is going on currently. Correct. So that is what I try to identify and keep doing every few years. Like I flex that muscle all the time because it's easy to settle down in some area and then get complacent and get into your comfort zone. But I always feel I need to get uncomfortable to be able to learn something, get out of the comfort zone, to be able to actually look at certain things which are trending. I mean, trending in the sense which are the future, like AI and other things which like 3 or 4 years back was never in my forte. But today I've spent an innumerable number of hours learning, studying machine learning and all that. And to an extent, I can converse with the new age kids about AI and all that. So that way, every few years I try to learn something new, which is new. I mean, which I have not worked on which I want to get into. Like the SaaS, I said it's a recent thing. And I am working on a couple of SaaS products also, which I have not done in the past 18-19 years.
Okay. So learning is the point to keep updating ourselves, right? Yes. That's a great answer, right? Yeah. So now let's move to the next section where we would like to talk on the customer-centric focus, because you have spent a really good amount of time with the customer, right? So that's a very important thing. So you have built multiple customer-centric products, right? So for that, most importantly, whatever the data you have, right, and what is customer is asking or demanding, right, that it is the most often thing that these are the things will not match to each other. Right?
Of course, they'll never match.
Absolutely. And the balancing that is one of the key thing. As a owner of the era, you have to do that, right?
Yes.
So how you balance that?
So as product managers, we do all these things. Like we are in between all these, right? I mean, we are at the cusp of business, technology, and customers. I think that's a very good question, because data, if you go behind data, right? Like there is this principle which says data gives you the what, and customer gives you the why. Right? So now, if I have to go behind the dashboards, which gives me the what, then I'll be just optimizing for the clicks. Like I'll just be optimizing whatever the data gives me. On the other hand, if I go behind customer feedback, I'll be chasing opinions. So either of which is not great for a product. So I would consider triangulating is the best approach, wherein you hear from both, and then you try to make sense out of what both data and customers' feedback is giving you, and try to make sense of it by removing all the noise. I mean, there will be a pattern. You identify the pattern by triangulating both, and you probably take it forward from there.
So balancing out or getting the mixture of both the thing will give you the third point. That's a triangle balance,
that's a
right?
triangulating.
Okay.
So you remove the noise, and there are certain opinions. I mean, you don't have to chase those opinions and get a product based on one person's view, but by taking both, you'll certainly arrive at a common convergence point. Correct. Which definitely is going to.
But very important thing you have mentioned that it's better to remove the noise to find the right balance.
Of course.
I think that is a key thing, I think. Yeah. Now, as a product manager, it's very important to get the right product market fit, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm just talking from your career, right, from the corporate products as well to the product as an angel investor, whatever you look doing, right? So, to you also, I believe product market fit is very, very important, right? But what if prediction goes wrong, or if there is some mismatch into the product market fit, then how get it out of that?
It happens all the time. Sure. If I have to give you one example, recent example, there was this SaaS product which I said I recently ventured into. It was a lightweight product. It was easy to install, easy to use, affordable, and not many features. So it was very well received by the startups. Startups loved it, and I mean, for us, after building the product, we use it, and we also loved it. I mean, because it's easy to use and all that. After building the product, so it was built in-house. And then what we also observed is that the enterprises or the corporates wouldn't even touch or look at it. The reason being, they look into all these certifications and they want these audit logs, they want the integration with their legacy
all
products,
the stems, basically.
All these needs to come into picture. If any of these are not available or any of these are missing, they will not even bother to have a look at the demo. I mean, in the first place, we will not be called for a product demo as well. So what we did is, here product market fit, there was a slight mismatch. So what we understood is, if we make it into two different versions, like we make a light version for the startups with minimal features and whatever, without any of these certifications, and then a secure enterprise grade version. For the enterprises with all these certifications, these audit logs and integration and all that. Then it actually the traction was immense. The product also skyrocketed. I mean, so what I would say is, instead of looking at changing the product, if you're not seeing the right kind of traction, you just have to consider reframing the product, maybe into two different segments, one for the startups, one for the enterprise. That will actually help you you don't have to change the product itself, but it will help you in getting the right market segments
and by any chance, just I'm giving you a scenario where you are in a startup, you have a solid product, but again you are missing some audit stamp or some security stamp, but at the same time, the value matrix of your product is really solid high. At the same time, there are a couple of competitive products are there, right? And now, as per the projection, market adaptation is just not because there is some lack of certification order. So at that point of time, if you go and develop a enterprise version versus you just continue to broaden the market, which approach is beneficial at that time? Because competitive products are there. If I will go to build something else, maybe they'll go ahead to me, right? At that time, what approach is better?
I think you'll have to balance it. I mean, there is no right or wrong way, because what works for me might not work for another company which is doing the same thing, right? So that is how it works in this. So what we thought is, so this is working wonderfully well for us. We'll keep this going. We'll use this, and also we'll let other partner companies that are also subsidiaries of us, like we do some part of business with them. We'll give it to them also. They'll also use it. So this will continue. On the other hand, for example, we want to broaden our horizon with by introducing more not just features. I would call them more products into the same same SaaS product. We want to introduce more, make it multifold. So that is when we thought of why not build it for enterprise by. I mean, you'll have to spend more.
Correct.
That will definitely be a call that you have to take in the boardroom with all the directors, and the financials of the company should be considered, and also It might not happen. See, it's like you're putting it in the roadmap, and you want to get there. But when will depend on a lot of other factors that you discuss in the boardroom. So
demand, finances, and other
stuff, and also, I mean, demand. Of course, once you are you launched your initial product or the beta version, you will know that there is a demand because of the kind of responses you get, and also the feedback. You will also know that. This is what they were looking for. I mean, so, for example, if you're getting a lot of traction from the startups, why not these guys are looking at our product? If we just go a little deep into do some some research, we'll come to know that, okay, this is the reason. I mean, this is lacking, and this is what we need to do, and that needs a little more investment. So that is when we kind of do all those in the drawing room or probably in the boardroom, and we come up with some plan which does not kind of make it more riskier at the same point. It steadily we'll be able to get there, because when I'm building a product as big as what we have thought of, the MVP are the product which can be given to the customer. To get there, it will take a couple of months. I mean, the time is also a factor.
Yes,
budget is a factor, and there are other factors likely. But yeah, a lot of thought process goes into it, and we need to have a balance and get that eventually. I mean, to keep it short, I would say we'll continue with this lightweight thing as well. I mean, it's working for us in a certain segment, but the long-term picture and the long-term goal is to get there. So we'll with this whatever revenue this is making, we'll also put in effort and money into this, and we'll finally get to that zone.
So
as well.
Ultimately, both the approach we should adapt. We should keep expanding the market. At the same time, we should work on the building the enterprise product.
Yes.
Yeah.
That kind of works for our kind of a company. Yeah. Maybe there will be different scenarios as well that works for others. So I mean, it's of course you look at consider the main things like the financials and all those things.
And based on that, it will be derived. You're absolutely right. And one more important point on the customer-centric product. What is the biggest myth about customer-centric product design you would like to bust?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, the myth is that the customer knows what he wants. That's never, I mean, I would not say never.
The requirement is clear. That never be the.
So that is usually not the case. I mean, like the Steve Jobs and others who build a product like an iPad. So if you had asked the customer, he would have never said that he would need something like that. I mean, he would say, I have a phone, why would I need an iPad?
Correct.
So if you have to go back also, like if Henry Ford had asked his customers, right? I mean, they would have never said that they need a car. They would have said they need faster horses, maybe. So that's the point. I mean, customers will definitely not, be able to articulate the requirements exactly, in terms of what they want as a product. But of course, we need to listen to the customers, and we need to make sense of what they want, and then give them something which they were not able to articulate. I mean, that's my take on it.
Just one more follow-up thing. So now we have AI wavelength, which is going on, where tons of new solutions are there. For each and every single thing, there is a solution.
Yes.
Even I'll come back to this point. Even I was just reading about some prompting and all, right? So even now tools are available for finding what to prompt. You give everything in your layman language.
Yes.
It will help you to build what is the right prompt that you should use for deriving your. So for everything there is a tool.
Of course.
There is some solution is there, right?
Yes.
So now we are in that era altogether, right? That wavelength is going on.
Yeah.
Now, second point is as a aspiring founders, right? What is your suggestion? Should we build a product-centric company altogether, or it should be a product solution which is highly driven by customer needs?
So I would go for the latter, highly driven by the customer needs. So anything, I would also talk about my favorite book that's written by Martin Cargill.
Okay.
Inspired. So he says anything you build should be around what customer wants. So that is the approach.
Correct. Because that way, even we were talking about a product market mismatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is sometimes also be the reason that many people go just behind the approach. It's a product driven company and it will be like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it may lead to the impression or maybe into the situation where you keep on focusing on the product, but maybe as your customer is increasing, right, your portfolio is keep increasing, you may have to turn out yourself as a customer driven product company, right? So that is the key thing.
Correct.
Now let's talk about AI and automation for the products. Okay, so you have led AI and automation initiative as well, right?
Yeah.
So how do you decide on the that shift from the automation, the workflows to the AI based or AI powered product? How you decide on that?
Yeah. So with all these tools and everything the AI agents can do, I mean, I think it's better you let the AI agents do everything for you, and you,
rather than workflows.
you just supervise and get things done in the right way. I mean, that's exactly where we want to get to, but that's an ideal scenario. But I think there you will know as and when you get into issues, you'll know. I mean, issues in terms of getting the right skills in a person. I mean, if you're not able to get it, or if you are not able to achieve your deadlines, milestones. So that is when you feel like these are certain things are repetitive in nature.
Yep.
So that is what you attack first. I mean, you get rid of those repetitive tasks, let AI do it, and that is my first and low-hanging fruits for AI, right? And secondly, what I would do is if there is a workflow which is again a cycle of repetitive tasks. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like repetitive in the sense that it needs to be done in the same exact way. Maybe it needs to be done based on the initial inputs, and it needs to tweak and take decisions, which the AI is capable of right now. I mean, it was not before. So earlier only automation was possible. Today we can have these machines think and decide for us.
Also, yes.
So you slowly start building that into the chain, and especially with currently I am focusing on a little bit of sales. So I would say for sales, I think it will work wonders if you have a workflow defined and you want to do repetitive
lead generation and closures
and follow-ups and set up product demos, or if you want to have some POCs done, and all those things can actually be outsourced to AI agents.
Correct.
You can supervise them and make sure that you can have certain notifications set at certain point when it is not able to take a decision. Then you can pitch in and you can supervise and
human in the loops. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So that can be course corrected. So I think that is one example. But I think even for post sales. The customer support, it works wonders there as well. I mean, in terms of not just chatbots and stuff which most people use right today, but in terms of conversation. Like chatbots, earlier it used to ask you to check with call center
correct.
if it is not fed with right amount of data. But today it can actually go back, do a search in its domain,
analyze as well,
analyze, or it can go back to the RAG, check
the
worldwide web, and then come back and provide you the answers. So that is the extent to which you can use in post sales as well.
Yeah, that is I think sales, customer support, and even L1, L2 analysis.
Yeah.
This is seamlessly transformed using AI, right?
Absolutely.
And as per you, what is the hype into the AI? Along with our hype, what are the couple of truly driven factors that these will going to drive the AI?
So see if it is not going to help in any of the customer facing metrics, like for example the reducing the cost or speed, accuracy, or improves experience, everything else is a hype.
Yeah.
These 4 factors, if it's not
This
falling
is
into any of these
absolutely
4
great
metrics,
answer. You are absolutely right. I'm just correlating. Yeah.
and if it doesn't help in any of these customer facing metrics, it's a hype.
And these are the key drivers as well. Yeah, absolutely. Now, one more thing. What does AI make a biggest difference, in terms of product efficiency, if we talk about customer experience, and the most importantly, those particular drivers where ultimately a revenue is there, right? Your P&L sheets, your key decisions, right? Your maybe prioritization of new requirement, right? Based on the numbers or based on the reach or impact, right? So this will going to impact directly to your revenue, your top line, right? So for you,
I think it is beneficial in all the areas, of course, with caveats. I mean, it doesn't come without caveats. So, like you said, efficiency, immediate. So, like I said, you can instead of having 8 people work for you for 3 months, you can probably have an agent work for you for 8 hours, or probably a little more, and get your work done. So that talks about efficiency. So efficiency is immediate. And then experience, right? Experience, of course, it's lasting because it gives a great experience to the customer, and it's continued across versions. And once you deploy an AI solution, it is across versions, so it is lasting. But then when you talk about revenue growth, so that is where you need to make sure that these two are rock solid, like the efficiency and the experience are rock solid, and only then you try to see some growth. Otherwise, it'll probably all be like some facade and some this one, which really doesn't translate into the kind of numbers that you're looking into or the revenue growth that you're expecting just by deploying this stuff. So it has to be artfully done, I would say.
Correct. Got it. And as an investor, do you think that whenever you interact with the founders, right, or as a mentor when you meet the founders, do you expect them to have minimal integration of AI in terms of having a couple of agents to do particular task? For example, I'll give you a quick example. If there are, let's say, 4 different companies are there, right? Every company must have some product designing task, some customer-facing task, or some sales is everywhere there, right? There is some marketing task is there, right? There is some inventory task would be there, or maybe you go into this finances and your P&L sheets and there. So, are you always expecting that in couple of area, the AI integration has to be there? In terms of couple of agent, from learning from different background, you would like to enforce that this couple of things has to be there for any.
I have not considered it as must or should have so far, but that will eventually help them bring down the operation costs.
Yes.
And also there could be a little higher capex there, capital that is invested, but I think it will drastically, I would say, it is more helpful to the startups as much as it is for enterprises to use AI agents in all these areas that you mentioned. It will bring down the operations costs drastically. So I have not considered it as a must-have factor or a checklist kind of a thing, but I think it's eventually going to help them.
Correct.
If they're able to bring in that kind of capital to get started with it, I think that's a good to have support functionality. I mean, it's like you are initially investing in those tools, but you're not paying the so much of salaries. You're not only the yeah.
It's a one-time cost to build.
One-time
And
cost.
then their guys will work for you.
Work for you forever.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good thing for startups.
That is the, I think, yeah, good thing to optimize and having the fine art solution overall. Yeah. And the very last thing about product strategy again, what's the blind spot most product leader have when it comes from the scaling based on AI powered product or AI integrated product? So because nowadays, see, everyone is learning AI. It's not something that people are expert in AI, because till now everything is changing every day, right? If we rely on some LLM, maybe tomorrow something better will come, right? You will get more accuracy, right? So what is that blind spot? As
As far as AI is concerned, you'll know that it's like a fire. You can use it to cook food, or it can burn the place, burn the house, right? So there are a lot of
Correct.
biases,
Yeah.
a lot of hallucination that needs to take place, the governances that are in place, a lot of
Compliance.
compliance. All these things, if they are not considered, if a product leader or product manager deploys any of those solutions in haste, then without having any guardrails
Yeah.
to protect the product or to guard it, then that will be a blind spot. So he has to consider all these everything. I mean, everything has to be considered, the governances, the everything.
Correct.
Only then it'll work for you. Else it'll, I mean, of course, take a different tangent. Like it'll be a blind spot for him.
Correct. In India, is it more in a supportive for the startup people?
It is. I wouldn't say there is. It is anything different from how it is elsewhere. I mean, it's kind of conducive.
I might be wrong, but I heard that in the US, I believe there is some policies that has to be followed. Whereas in India, I don't believe we have to follow some policies to build any AI powered solution and start selling to the other people.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, if it is it's something like say for example, if it is like a Meta kind of a product where a lot of customer information is involved, there will be a lot of laws around that, which is strictly governed in the US as compared to in India, where I'm building something like that in India. It is very product specific, where it deals with sensitive information about and personal information. But otherwise, I think technically we are also not that behind. I mean, it's pretty good on the same level field.
Correct. Okay, that's a great. So now I would like to move to the next section. Let's talk about your mentorship and the angel investing. That's one of the key thing I really wanted to discuss with you. So I think you all already mentioned about how you start doing pre bono during your MBA, and then slowly you evolving yourself to the consulting zone, right? And then you become the mentor at a Nasscom 10,000 startups, right? So during that journey, definitely you meet hundreds of founders, right? So how do you spot that 1%, a breakthrough guy, right? That this is guy I want to take a bet on.
Yeah, good question. So generally, I mean, you have to speak to them. What I look for in the founders is the curiosity, not just the way they talk about their product. I mean, everybody talks about their product. They're enthusiastic and they think that it will be a next. How do you say? Solid. So what you have to see in between the lines is that how they kind of how they put it across, how they kind of convince you that the world cannot ignore this product. So it's not just about the product, but why anybody cannot ignore it.
Correct. The solid why that matters, right? If you don't mind, can you give some example?
So people like especially people who are out of college, not necessarily technical degree, they come from mass communications, everything. They'll have some really good ideas. I mean, not that those were not productized earlier. They were productized innumerable number of times, and there are a lot of players around in the market. But the way they come up with their product idea and talk about the unique selling points, like for example, this person, without taking the name and the name, so he wanted to come up with something on the the news, the way the news is consumed, the news. So newspapers are kind of it is on the back burner now. I mean, people watch the news on various other channels than the physical newspaper. These
mobile tablets.
Yeah. So he wanted to combine that with entertainment. As a platform, he wanted to build that news with entertainment and few other things which he kind of was excited about. And also I tried to have a 1 hour conversation with him, and he said that, I mean, I also said that any news channel for that matter has to be registered. It has to be a registered organization. And if he wants to take that route, it will be mainstream. But he wanted to go the other way, where there are a lot of players currently, a lot of unregistered channels which do the same job. So when talked about that, he kind of see. I can see we can actually see the enthusiasm in the founders about their ideas. But again, when you talk for long enough to understand, to separate the real stuff from all the fluff. I could make out that it has some differentiators, like the way he wants to combine entertainment, news, and a few other factors which I don't recollect on the top of my mind. Kind of made me feel that okay, this is something. This is something out of the box, and it might it might be something which consumers would love, which is not there in the same form currently. So that was a good.
You mentioned about many unregistered channels. So nowadays, people are become the influencer on LinkedIn, on your Instagram, right? On your YouTube as well, right? And then they can start selling anything, right? So there is a way. Again, that is not something that you are registered yourself. Many times you don't have that blue tick on Twitter, on Instagram and all. Still, you have thousands of followers. You can start selling anything from the scratch or from anywhere, right? So it's good to take out of the route sometimes, and maybe it work out. So that's a great thing. Now, one more thing as a follow up on the previous question only. So you have mentioned about that as an investor, you have identify that what is something that beyond enthusiasm, right? What is the key thing, right? So now, as a founder, if someone want to reach out to the investor like you or like many others, so what is the way out?
No, I mean, of course, through their the usual way. I mean, there is no other way. But I think a conversation, fix a meeting, or have a long conversation, say at least for an hour, we would be able to understand what they are trying to get into. Whether it's in the first place, whether it's right or there is nothing right or wrong, but then we would be able to give some tips or give them some hints on how to slightly pivot and get into a slightly different approach would actually help them, is what I would be looking at. So
And even the way founders would be on a different stages, right? Maybe some are absolutely fresher or new, some are experienced, some are very high on experience, and they want to build something after decades of a time in corporate. They want to build something, right? Similarly, in the investing form, there are many people, right? Some are just starting the investing. Some are there who already started in couple of companies, and then now they want to level up themselves. Or some are doing full-time investment. They within a clicks they know, should I pay my money on that or not, right? So for them, like how to bifurcate the different investor, and is there any way to figure out for me who are the right investors?
So actually, like in my group, there are people who do it at a very very high, like numbers than what I am into. So they form what do you call? I would call. They'd form an alliance or probably some group which do like each one contributes and then they use that whole amount as a capital for the company.
Okay.
So it'll, I mean, it's not like the VCs or the I mean how the VCs function, because the VCs there is a established
Yes.
thing that they'll be looking at, but these guys they look at what I mean, not just trending, but 5 years down the line, will this be like catching up?
Correct. That
Things like that.
envisioning power.
Yeah, envisioning power. So they'll consider all these things and they'll bet their money on that. I mean, currently I'm not in that position. I'll probably look at safe options, safe bets and known devils rather than exploring into the unknown. But there are people in my circle who actually take those risks by taking those calculated risks, envisioning what will be catching up in the next 5 years or 2 years, and probably investing on that. So they'll be looking at all these new trending
Yeah.
products that are out there. I mean, a lot of interesting products. I mean,
Yes.
I have heard a lot of stories about it, but yeah.
There are a couple of platforms, but one of the platform is a product hunt, where every product is listed whenever some new product is there. So, is it something that investor also keep looking into the new product?
Yeah, investors, they definitely do that. I mean,
Okay.
as an investor, you just have to have the idea on what is being done, probably in your interested area. So if you're interested in satellites, keep looking at what is the
Yes, what are
latest
the
thing
new
that are
products
doing
out there
in
in
satellites, and if you at your niche, probably whatever niche you want to focus more on. So that way you have to not just have a look at it, you have to delve into it, maybe deep dive and see and do your analysis. So technical analysis that you do, that is only going to form the basis for your decision whether to invest or take it forward or not. So without that, you'll be like hitting in the dark, right? I mean,
Yes.
you'll be shooting in the dark. You
Correct.
will be taking your chances without knowing whether the graph is going to go north. I mean, you won't know. You won't have any idea any way to measure them as well. So that is required. So you have to do your technical analysis.
Great. And as per you, did you observe that one mistake that every founder is doing, repeating it?
I think, yeah, I mean, everybody, even I would have done that. It's like falling in love with the product than, trying to find whether there is a need for this product in the market.
Correct.
So I fall in love with my idea.
Okay.
And like I said, these things, you kind of overlook market validation there. You overlook what customer really needs. You confuse the enthusiasm and also the peers. I mean, a small group of people trying to not give you feedback but encourage you to move forward as the customer market validation, which I think will not help. It's more than that. I mean, you need to go to your market, do the study, and validate your product.
And I believe even getting more inputs from others will give you the real insights, unbiased view, right? Yeah, correct. I think that's great. And just one even quick thing, that when you invest in a startup, right, what weighs more, right? The founder, the market, or the product?
It's the founder, right? I mean, see, founder. See, like if founder is good, then if the product is not doing that well, he can pivot the bad product. He can actually go to the market with another product and still be a winner. But if the founder is bad, you give him a best product, you can even sink a ship. I mean, Titanic also. So it's the founder that actually makes it successful. He takes the right measures, or he probably pivots at the right point and makes it a success.
And even during the pitch, you found that founder is a strong guy, but during the pitch, if you found that there is some lack into a GTM or a product positioning, at that time, what is your call as an investor?
Okay, because see, if if the founder, as I said, founder is the key person. So if he comes with enough humility,
That is
then GTM we have enough. Like we have many people who can guide them towards the right GTM strategies. But the thing is, we cannot fix his arrogance. If he comes with a lot of attitude and arrogance.
Yeah, correct. Even when we study in IIM, the very first thing what our professors taught us is that it is something that, see, pitch is not about the product or the company. It's about you. You yourself is a product, the company, everything as a founder, right? Pitch is just wordings. But the sense behind the wording is all about your attitude, your aptitude, the humility. How humble. It's not about being humble, but it's about being good to fit into or good to gel into the people, right? That's where other will have some trust on you, on your product, on your company. And I think, remaining thing, definitely with some guidance or some up and down, things will be settled down.
Yes. Right. I mean, when you're building something, think that you're right. I mean, build it thinking that you're right in doing this. But while listening it with the approach that you are wrong. I mean, that brings in the balance and sanity to balance between, both. So that will kind of help in making the right product there.
Correct. Absolutely great. Now I would like to move towards the leadership and the teams, the scaling, how people should be there, right? So as a director of a product and operation today, how do you align engineers, right, and the product team especially, because engineering having some different mindset, their understanding or the view or maybe envisioning capability is always different than the product guy. Product guy is business plus tech plus customer guy, right? He can understand all three angles. Where engineering team would be more a tech team, right? And the third, most importantly, there are business leaders, right? They will always look at the number, revenue. For them, everything will be driven by number, and that should be even, right? So you are in the center of all three things, right? So how you balance out this thing?
As product leaders, we are at the cusp of all these things. So, I mean, we should be like the translators, if I may say so. The engineers talk code, and the business talks revenue, money. Customers talks pain points, and all this. So you try to be the common point of contact and talk in a common language that is understood by all, and probably try to bring the impact as the common point. So if you're able to drive engineers and business and the customers with a common driving point around the impact, right, then you can try to bring them all onto the same page. So impact is what you need to try to convey. And with that, we'll all be on the same page.
And even this is very right what you have mentioned, that impact. That way, even engineers can understand. Business people also can understand. And the obvious customer can also understand, if I do this, this is the impact. So this is I think common to all. Even now I'm thinking, so product guy is equal to impact guy, I would say. This philosophy. Okay. So as a leader, when you want to hire a product guy, what are the key things you look first?
Curiosity. Like more than answering your questions, the kind of questions he is asking you. If he's asking you more number of questions than than answering your questions, then he is the right fit. So he brings in a lot of curiosity, and that is what is required for our job, right? I mean,
correct. Because asking multiple questions is also a sign of looking at all the angle of a product or a situation. Right? If you are covering all the point, then I think ultimately you are at a right place, right? Because
like my professor, as a product manager, you stay with the problem long enough, and then arrive at the solution.
Yes.
Don't jump to the solution.
Correct.
So to stay with the problem, you need to like ask so many questions to be able to understand all the aspects of it, and then finally you probably come out a solution. Test it, and then see if it's a right fit.
Living along with the problem will ultimately ease to the path to reach to the solution, right? So your reaching to solution will be easier if you cater all the questions, right?
Reaching the right solution.
Yes.
So you can reach the solution sooner, but it might not be the right solution. So that way, it actually helps living with the problem for longer.
Correct. Absolutely great, right? And what's a most underrated skill for a product leader in 25, 26?
It's always been storytelling. Storytelling skills.
It's very important.
Yeah, storytelling.
Again, I think if we combine storytelling plus the impact, then you can pitch to anyone. As a product guy, you can pitch to anyone. Storytelling is important because at the end of the day, you have to make them understand the impact. That's where storytelling will help you somehow.
You have to build a narrative. So you go back, say, to the launch of all these iPhone 14 and all this, when Steve Jobs himself used to come onto the stage and build a narrative around it. Like if you remember, like when he used, that one, and best of all was that iPod.
Yes.
He just flipped it into the jeans smaller pocket. And he just pulled out and he said some 10,000 odd songs in a pocket.
Yes, correct. So, I still remember that.
So to build that narrative is what a product manager actually has to excel in. I mean, if you have a very good product backlog and you don't build a narrative like how Netflix trailers do.
Correct.
Netflix trailers, I think some of these trailers are better than the movies. So, so you won't be able to sell if you don't do a good job in building those narratives. That is what is required.
And we have drilled down your journey, right? And you have multiple aspects or your areas also. So very interestingly, I just want to understand from you, if tomorrow you want to start everything from the scratch, what is something that you will going to do differently?
I would start sooner. I probably kind of try to play safe for a decade or so.
Okay.
So I think and entrepreneurship is again until you dive into the swimming pool, you will not learn swimming. So entrepreneurship is like that. So I thought I was building the required skill set, mindset, tool set for becoming an entrepreneur, but I think I could have started sooner is what I feel.
Wow, that's a really great answer, and that is really good to know for many aspiring people who are going to see this podcast. Okay.
So like learn swimming. That's what I would say.
Yes. That is correct. Okay. Also, very important thing I want to talk about the book, and let me highlight the book here. So you have written this book, the Design Thinking Code, right? Yeah. This is the book. Sure.
So now I think I was trying to quote a couple of my professors earlier, but I didn't do that. But right now I would like to quote a couple of professors. I mean, 3 of them from my institute. So I graduated from Institute of Product Leadership, and I had some really good professors who kind of have an influence in whatever we are doing. I mean, I would like to mention Mr. Pinkesha, Mr. Sai Satish, and the third one is the person who influenced me greatly about design thinking. So, in fact, he has written the foreword for this book.
Yeah.
So it was very grateful to him for having taken time to written the foreword for my book. And he is a best-selling author for book on design thinking as well, Dr. Pawan Soni.
Okay.
So all these people, I mean, they have had their influence on me. So that is during the masters as well. When we used to attend the classes from the professor, it used to kind of make us think in the way that he would put us to think. And that is when I thought of giving my perspective on the same subject, and again with his encouragement.
Okay.
And I thought about it a couple of years back, but it was published only this year, a few months back, probably in August.
Okay.
It was published. But again, I would say the inspiration and the drive, everything, I would like to thank all these professors who kind of constantly encouraged and have a great influence in my journey so far.
Yeah, please.
So you asked me about some good anecdotes. So I think I have a few of them, 2, 3. My favorite one to start with is design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works, by the Steve Jobs himself.
Yeah.
And the real act of discovery consists not in finding new lands, but seeing it with new eyes, by Marcel Proust.
That is also true.
And one thing that we have been discussing, most of my favorite one is fall in love with the problem, not the solution. My co-founder of Waze,
Wow.
Yuri Levin.
That's
So
really
these are the few ones that I would like to pick from the book.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so now moving to the next and very quick is a rapid fire.
Okay.
There are a couple of quick questions for you.
Yeah.
Okay, and I would like to start with the first question, that one book or a product resource you would like to recommend it to every product leader and a founder. You can answer separately.
Okay. So Inspired. So that is like it's like a thesaurus for product managers.
Yes.
So you'll find everything that you need, and it's amazing. I mean, I suggest everybody to read it.
Right?
Inspired.
Yeah.
So I suggest everybody read it every year.
Every year.
It gives you a new angle to it,
Yeah.
and it's the Bible.
Right. One failure that turned out to biggest learning for you?
I think the wrong investment. I mean, startup investment. Again, there was a lot of enthusiasm, and which was confused to be the market validation. And I did my mistake, and I learned from my mistakes. So a wrong startup investment is
Okay.
one.
That could be possible at any point of time. It is all possible. If you were not a product leader, then what would you be doing right now?
That's a good question. So I love teaching. So I'm probably a teacher.
Okay.
And I would probably, as a mentor, you're also a teacher. So I'll be doing a lot of mentoring and
In startups.
in startups, and doing a lot of also with the students, aspiring product managers, teach them, make complex things simple.
That is very important. Nowadays, that is one of the key that there are a lot of complexity, and as day by day AI is increasing, evolving, complexity level is going too high, right?
Yes.
So need a people who can simplify things.
Yes. I mean, I'm a fan of this idea by people like Steve Jobs, who believed in simplifying things rather than adding things and making it more complex.
Yeah.
I mean, a product would become complex, and examples are in your closets or in your bathrooms. The tabs have become so complicated these days.
Absolutely. It is coming from three different
lines. So I believe in making things simpler, keeping it simple, right? I mean, that is...
These are very good example you have given. Okay. And very last and very important thing, your message to aspiring product manager and the startup founders. What message you want to say for both?
Focus on the customer pains. Build with a lot of empathy. Have that curiosity, and scale will follow. So, like I said, when you're building, you think you're building the right product, but when you're listen with the attitude of, listen with an open mind. I mean, wrong things, let the wrong things come.
Correct.
I mean, take it as a feedback, and that is when you build this sanity, the balance, and the right product comes out of all these, and the right mix.
Correct.
So that, yeah, I mean, you have to be open for feedback. You accept with an open mind. I mean, you sit there with the mindset of having done things wrong, and that is when it kind of balances.
Turn out to be a really great,
very great product.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Amit.
Thank you.
It was a very great
conversation. My pleasure being here.
And,
thanks for having me here.
We learned so many things. In this episode is mixture of combining everything. We learned so many things on the product leadership, product management, as well as an investor angle. What you are looking at to the startup ecosystem. What is the mindset of the investor as well on the founder. So drilling down everything is a masterclass for many people. I'm telling you. So thank you so much again.
My pleasure. Thanks again for having me.
Thank you so